Do I regret playing so hard at the beginning? It's funny. I do I regret it? Yes. Short answer, yes. But I felt like I needed to. At that time, Jimmy was playing very hard as well, and I felt like he was kind of creating the metaphorical line in the sand, as you say, and creating a divide in the house. And I felt as if I had people behind me. So I purposefully created a large target to take heat off of them potentially. Only later to find out that I guess I made my target so large that they also wanted to target me because they didn't want to be on the block next to me. If I ever get the opportunity to play again, and if it's still a three nominee block, I will keep that in mind because having three nominees is a lot different than two. Whereas I would assume that creating a large target and only having one person next to you is a lot different than two. So I would probably go back if I could and change that.
Welcome to the Secret Alliance podcast, where we talk about the game of Big Brother with the people who play it.
The blockbuster. Well, I'm relatively new to the game. So coming into the house, I binged tremendously to learn the game at any level. But I was familiar with 5 different seasons. 4 of them didn't have the blockbuster because they added the AI arena, last season, and it definitely makes it exciting. Some people may say it turns it more into a competitive show and less of a social one. I disagree. I believe from the HOH's perspective, you are basically burning 3 bridges when you put 3 people up, and their ability to be able to come back from that and mend those relationships, that's 100% social. So I firmly believe that it is a great addition. I like it. And it keeps it up in the air as to who actually is going to go home. So I love it. Do I wish the Frenemies Alliance would have lasted? Absolutely. Yeah. I'd like to think that she would say the same thing. I had every intention of going to the final 2 with her. That was legitimate. So, I was very sad, not only personally to see her go, because the house was significantly more quiet with her gone, but I was devastated from a game standpoint as well. She was obviously a huge target at that point. Up to that point, I was probably the largest target because everyone had their mindset on having, someone who had won the game before in jury. So they were not targeting her as hard pre-jury. So going into jury, I was like, finally, I get a break, and then she's the first one that goes home. So that definitely put a little damper on my game. But if I could, write it my way, we would have made it all the way to the end together, and obviously with me winning, hopefully. So I definitely intended on taking her to the end. I firmly believe that it helped. Obviously from the outside looking in, a lot of our house guests thought we were crazy. But I believe it helped because it helped keep how close we were under the radar. I feel like towards the end there, a lot of people were picking up on like the fact that was just like the dynamic of our relationship. We'd argue a lot, and then like less than an hour or 2 later, we'd make up. So a lot of people started picking up on that was just the dynamic of the relationship, and we didn't really hate each other or anything like that. But at least for quite some time, it kept how close we were under the radar. So I believe it was a benefit. The Frenemies Alliance was very real to me. I most definitely would have loved to sit next to none other than Rachel at the end. I told her to be a legend, you got to beat a legend. And I most definitely had my mindset on that. We might never find out because unfortunately she did get out first to jury, and that was a huge blow to my game. But yeah, if I fully intended on us making it to the end together, it would have been an incredible feat because outside of each other, we were working with people on the opposite side of the house. But yeah, I totally would have loved for that to have been the ending of this season. Yes. Well, the only way I could say it is, when you're young and your parents want nothing but the best for you, so they give you advice so that you don't make the same mistakes they made. Well, I had a big brother mentor, and instead of listening to her advice, I wanted to do it my way, which my stubbornness is something that I am fully aware of, and definitely should probably work on. But yeah, I definitely regret not taking her advice. She did say that he had lied to her multiple times. Unfortunately, that was one of those things where I was like, yeah, he's lied to me a couple times too, but I had such a soft spot for the guy that I just kept forgiving him, and ultimately that was my downfall. So I should have totally listened to her. And if I ever get a chance to play this game again, I'm gonna make myself a bracelet that says WWRD. What would Rachel do? Maybe I'll make it to the end. I think it was more of a reflection of me. If I could go back and change that, I maybe would, to the degree that I trusted people, especially, Vince, having him be the reason I was put on the block so many times.
The twist was interesting. It definitely allowed for a lot of people that were really good at competitions to power through the game, which is both interesting and scary as a player, because I'm not that great at competitions.
Got anything to say to Rachel?
Well, to be frank, I guess I don't really need to say anything to her face if she watches the show. Rachel did not want me to pick Lauren, and I was scared that Lauren might go home if somehow down the line Rachel had gone first. So I let Vinny make the decision, and I passed the buck off on to him. I didn't see Vinny going home that night just based on his social game, so I figured YOLO. And I definitely stand by my decision at this point, given how the game went, and knowing that Vinny and Rachel were in an alliance anyways. I think it was just a mix of all of it. I think I had to make a decision on the fly, the arm's getting pulled, people are yelling at me, and I knew who I wanted to protect that night, and that was Lauren, Will, Ashley, and I felt that if Rachel went first, I couldn't protect those people.
Here's our question from the Secret Alliance. You told Julie you didn't hold back, but were you strategic in how you shared information? Can you give an example?
Honestly, I don't know. Can't really remember a time. I'll get back to you. Well, knowing that Vinny and Rachel were in an alliance together with Ashley, probably not that different. So, honestly, wasn't probably the worst thing in the world, She's a legend, she's an icon, and she is the moment. And, it was really, really cool. No, I don't regret choosing Vince, because I didn't see Vince going home that night anyways. I think that because of his social game, he wouldn't have gone home. And had I picked Rachel, I think somebody like Ashley would have went home that night. And so, what are you gonna do? Yeah, let's see how he plays the rest of his game. Yeah, let's just see how he plays the rest of this game. Sure, I'm open to anything. I don't know. I think that a little bit confusing. I would say I don't think Will really ran my HOH. I think I ran my HOH, but I don't know. I think Mickey had a lot of input. I think Will was the one to say, Ava, do whatever you want. So I wouldn't really say he ran it, but I don't know.
Thank you for checking out the Secret Alliance podcast. Make sure you tell someone who loves Big Brother all about us. Quick note, we don't interview the house guests directly. For each eviction, we submit a question to the BBPR team, along with other outlets. They send back video responses from the house guests. Please subscribe to the channel, leave us your comments, like this video, and watch some more. Thanks.